What's up, guys? Happy New Year. It is officially 2026, which means 2025 is over. So we're on Letterboxd here. I'm going to go over my 2025 Letterboxd stats. Let's hop right into it. All right, so 2025 year in film. This was kind of a down year for me. We moved twice, got laid off, got married. We had a whole bunch of going on. A lot of stuff happened this year. So 185 diary entries, not my best. Usually I'd like to try to get over 200, maybe close to 300, but it is what it is. 185 reviews though, did not skimp out on those reviews, made 25 lists, and it equates to about 248 hours, which is a little low, but I like to watch some short films and stuff. Still going on my short film journey. So not bad, not bad. 185, wish I could have gotten 200. I did end up, as of recently, coming back to ratings. For the last several years, I decided to do away with a rating score, but after thinking about it, I don't know, I kind of missed it. I kind of like it. So I brought back star ratings, which I retroactively went back and edited recently. So here are some films from 2025 that I rated by week. You can see that I did not watch a movie every week. There were quite a bit of lulls from late February all the way through mid-March, late March, pretty much a full month without movies there. Missed one here. That was when we were in New York eloping. And then down here, that was when we came down to do Wedding with the Family. So you can see I picked up here at the end of the year, which is good. 15.4 films a month, 3.5 per week. So kind of, decent, I'd say. Just decent, I'd say. It's like half. I watch one every 2 days essentially. Seems like my best week was November 17th through the 23rd. That's when we started our cheesy Christmas movie challenge. We bought a pack of 48 bad Christmas movies, and from around Thanksgiving to the end of the year, we tried to get through all of them. So that's why these weeks seem especially inflated. Best day was Fridays. Watched 33 films on Fridays. Okay. Milestones, we're looking at first film, which was the original Nosferatu. 50th film was The Ghost Train, an old, early, silent, short. Scream 2 was my 100th entry. The Christmas with a Prince, one of the cheesy Christmas movies, was the 150th. Never made it 200. The last film I watched, though, was another cheesy Christmas movie called Christmas a la Mode. The only film I rewatched this year was 500 Days of Summer. My wife and I watched it, I think, towards the beginning of the year. She loves that movie. It is a really good movie. And then we showed my friend Chris it later. But that's it. I don't really rewatch a lot of movies. All right, genres, countries, and languages. Comedy was the highest this year, 78 comedy films. Romance comes close behind at 69. Definitely the cheesy Christmas movies have a lot to do with that. Most films from the US, obviously 132, with Canada coming in second with 26. And then English films, 145. No spoken language, a lot of those short films I watched throughout the year. So Belgium is interesting. I wonder what Belgium. Shelby Oaks and Amelia Perez. Interesting. All right, moving now into themes and nano genres. Laugh out loud relationship entanglements was my number one, which has to be a lot of these cheesy Christmas movies. Okay, Eternity's in there. Warm Body is an awkward moment. Friendship, 500 Days of Summer. So actually no cheesy Christmas movies, to be honest. Actually, okay, that's interesting. Just rom-coms that the wife showed me. So 14 of those. Then High Speed Special Ops came close at 13. This has got to be like Mission Impossible, the Now You See Me films. Okay, interesting. But yeah, Mission Impossible. Did a Mission Impossible marathon before Final Reckoning came out. And then in terms of nano genres, number one at 9 was Hilarious Wedding Entanglement. Hilarious Wedding Engagement. Okay. And then we have Thriller, Explosives, Danger, Suspense, Agent, Intrigue, Villain, Cool Chases, Death, Stunts, Formulaic, Gadget, Stunts, Agent, Hilarious Romance, Smile, coming in all at 8. So, I mean, nothing blew out of the water here in terms of quantity, but Laugh Out Loud Relationship Entanglements and Hilarious Wedding Engagements were my number one. Lots of rom-coms this year. Moving on to the breakdown, 2025 premieres only had 24, which is pretty low for me. That's not great. I wish I would have seen more 2025 movies, but we're using January of 2026 to kind of as our catch-up month to catch up on releases that we missed in 2025. So we're watching those now. 161, so 87% not from 2025. Rewatches 22.2%, only 41 rewatches. Most were first-time watches, and then 100% reviewed. I always make sure to get in my reviews, so that was cool. Watch list, I added 589 films to my watch list and watched 55. So I'd say that's not terrible. I do add a lot of stuff to my watch list. And then as for the rating spread, looks like out of all the ratings, 2.5 stars accounted for the most, which definitely has to go to those cheesy Christmas movies. You know, they're not good, you know, but for what they are, some of them are better than others. I think the highest rated ones we saw were around the 2.5 star. So 22 2.5 stars. Only had one 5-star film, which was Black Swan. Rewatched. Funny enough, my wife hated that movie. And then 3 half-star films, which were all cheesy Christmas movies. Yep, they were the worst of the worst in that bunch. Moving on down to cast, and I don't know why the pictures aren't loading right now. Tom Cruise comes in at number 1 with 8 films, all of the Mission Impossible movies. Of course, we have Joseph Kanata, 7 films. I don't know who this is. Oh, okay. He was in a bunch of cheesy Christmas movies. So shout out Joseph. That's fantastic. Then Ving Rhames also for Mission Impossible. Courtney Cox because we watched all the Scream movies during Halloween. Roger L. Jackson, obviously the Scream voice. Simon Pegg has to be Mission Impossible. Well, Isla Fisher, Now You See Me films, Tag, Wedding Crashers, and Dogman. Okay, the most variety in terms of films there. We have David Arquette, Scream, Neve Campbell, Scream, and Lexi Giovanoli. She, I believe, is the cheesy Christmas movies too. In terms of highest rated cast member, Willem Dafoe comes number 1 at a 4.2 average. I only watched Nosferatu and the Phoenician Scheme, so just a couple movies there. Hey, here are the pictures. And then we have Nicholas Hoult at a 4.0, Zoe Deschanel at a 4.0, Timothy Chalamet at 4.0, Shea Whigham. Shout out Shea Whigham, that's one of my friend's cousins. Emma Stone 4.0, Bradley Cooper 3.8, Palm Clementif 3.8, Mike Madsen 3.8, Ivy Wolk 3.8. What is that? Friendship and Honora, maybe? Yeah. All right, moving down to most watched directors, we have Justin G. Dick. Now, this guy is, I guess, a cheesy Christmas movie legend at this point. We watched so many of his movies, everything from Operation Christmas List to Hometown Holiday. So he was with us for a full month, just giving us, look at this, banger after banger after banger. Best movie, in my opinion, I guess, was only a 2-star. It's rough. Justin G. Dick. We have Marco Dufemia. He was also a director of those some cheesy Christmas movies. George Méliès, Amy Force, another cheesy Christmas movie alum. Wes Craven, obviously. Christopher McQuarrie, obviously. Lexi Giovanoli, cheesy Christmas movies. John M. Chu. What did he do? Oh, the Wicked movies and Now You See Me 2. Michael D. Black and one of the Lumiere brothers. Let's see who had the highest rating. Aronofsky, 5.0. I guess it's not counting multiples, but I mean, yeah, Black Swan. We have, I don't know how to pronounce this lady's name. The Substance director, Robert Eggers, Mark Webb, Sean Baker, Yorgos Lanthimos, Josh Safdie, Mike Nichols, David Frayne, and Hikari. All are at a 4.5, but Darren Aronofsky reigns supreme. Just the one movie, though, Black Swan. All right, crew and studios. See if we have any interesting. Tom Cruise, obviously, producing. Anyone interesting here? When it comes to those cheesy Christmas movies, Nicely Entertainment and Brain Power Studios accounted for the top 2 production studios that I watched, which is kind of funny. Watched a lot of their stuff. My most liked review was it's kind of funny. I put a lot of effort in my reviews. I write kind of long-winded, official proper reviews. Raymond and His Love for Cheese. This is one I didn't. I literally came across me on Instagram. My review is it's 4 a.m. and this just popped up while scrolling Instagram. 4 likes. So little short from the early 2000s, animated short. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. I recommend it. Check it out. And then my most liked list, only one like, my Spooktober of 2025. Check it out real quick. So obviously all the Scream movies. Watched the Spiderwick Chronicles, which was the wife's pick. Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island, watched that with my friends at a Halloween party. Warm Bodies, Casper, Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, of course. Spookly, Black Swan, and E.T. So not my best Spooktober, but we had some good picks. All right, moving down to the highs and lows. The highs and lows of the year. Highest average was Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair at a 4.5. Lowest average was The Christmas Wedding Planner at a 1.8, which, by the way, was not the worst cheesy Christmas movie we watched, but not by far. I don't know. I don't remember much of this. The Substance was the most popular film. Most obscure was The Great Monster Chase, a Lego short that they play in the 4D theater at Legoland, Florida. I think they only play this one during Halloween season, so very obscure. Let's see how obscure, actually. Only 33 people have seen it on Letterboxd, so, and I am one of, I don't know how many reviews, but 33 people have seen it. So pretty cool to have that on the stats. The newest film I watched was Yuki's Revenge, the Tarantino Fortnite short that came after Kill Bill. And then the oldest was an old fencing short from 1890. The longest film was, of course, The Whole Bloody Affair. It's like 4.5 hours. And then the shortest film, this is probably not true. I'm sure some of these like old movies are shorter. But David Lynch film, Premonitions Following an Evil Deed. Watched that in tribute of when David Lynch passed away. May he rest in peace. Rated higher than average. Tron Ares. I rated it 4 stars up against a 2.66 average. I actually really enjoyed Tron Ares. I didn't think it was as good as Legacy, but I actually really enjoyed it. Valentine's Day. Another really underrated rom-com ensemble that the wife showed me. 2.73 average. I thought it was great. Warm Bodies. Surprised this one's rated as low as it is. I think it's very underrated. I actually really enjoyed Warm Bodies first time I saw it. Tag is an enjoyable movie. I actually think it's great. Really fun. Funny, consistently, and entertaining. That one's versus 3.0 average, essentially. Shelby Oaks. I liked Shelby Oaks. I had my issues with it, but it was really cool to see a film by Chris Stuckman on the big screen. 2.5 feels a little low, though I understand. I don't know. I think people are a little harsh. But whatever. Black Swan, 4.17, and I think it's a 5-star. Lower than average, we have Cinderella Story. We did watch all the Cinderella Story movies at the beginning of 2025. First one is not the best. I think the first one is kind of bad, but I just didn't like it. I like the second and third one better. Third one's the best in my opinion. That's a 1.5 from me versus a 3.35 average, so pretty low. Nosferatu, hot take. I couldn't get into the original Nosferatu. I loved Robert Eggers' adaptation, but yeah, the original it has some iconic moments. It's cool. It's got some good stuff, but I couldn't really get into it. I thought it was all right. Yeah, 3.8 versus my 2-star. Cinderella Story 4, if the shoe fits. I rated 1 star versus 2.3, which I don't know. Isn't that big of a difference, I guess. Here, another Nosferatu. This is funny. Cinderella Story, Nosferatu. Cinderella Story, Nosferatu. This is Werner Herzog's 3.81. I rated it 2.5 stars. I thought it was all right. Save the Green Planet, what Begonia is based on. 3.75. I liked aspects. I didn't like aspects. I thought it was kind of 2.5 stars. And then Spookly rated 1.5 stars versus a 2.66 average. I mean, Spookly wasn't as bad as I was expecting, to be honest, but it's not good. And so these are all the movies I watched throughout the year. You can just tell by the poster, all these cheesy Christmas movies we watched. Got to see 8 Crazy Nights in theaters this holiday season, which was pretty awesome. But yeah, see the marathons we did. You see me, Tron, the Scream films. They're all the old short films I was watching. Mission Impossible. Got to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters for its 20th anniversary. That was very cool. Just some highlights of the movie. First movie I saw from 2025 was Den of Thieves 2. There's the Cinderella Story Marathon, Nosferatu Marathon. So that's what I watched. And then we come down to World Map, which is pretty lackluster this year. A film from Brazil, 3 from Australia, 2 from Japan, 2 from South Korea, 1 from Finland. Germany had 4. France had 19, probably short films, Lumiere stuff. Ireland had 1. The UK had 15. Denmark had 1. That Lego short I watched at Legoland probably. Canada had 26, and the US had 132. Oh, Mexico only had 1. So yeah, rough year in terms of world diverse films. But I'm gonna try and make 2026 a better year. Gonna try and make it a better year. And then highly rated films I've yet to see. I haven't seen one battle after another. I want to see it so bad. It's going to be part of our January catch up. Chainsaw Man, no real interest in seeing that. I've heard really good things about that. I haven't heard of that one. Bjork. Then the Amelia Perez spoof. And there we go. So those are my 2025 Letterboxd stats. I had an off year. I know. If please be kind to me in the comments. But those are the stats. Let me know what you guys thought down below. Let me know what your stats are like. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.